Hello there again. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back. I am so glad to have you. So I want to go over one of the most important things about Suitcase drums, Suitcase kick drums, drum kits, whatever you want to call it, is how to pick a good one, how to pick the right one. You don't want to walk out of the antique store or out of the Goodwill or something like that without a good suitcase. And I would say about 1 out of 5 suitcases that you run into might work out for you. You might strike gold on the very first one. So here's some things to look out for. You definitely want to look at the material. You want to look at the size. And you want to definitely test it out. Also things like handles that might jiggle or clasps that might be loose. You're going to look like a fool like I did walking through slapping the kick drums, but you will be very happy to walk out of there with the perfect one. So get a nice little thud out of each one of these. And I've actually found that the size and shape does come into play, but it doesn't really make as big of a difference as you would think. The Samsonite here, which is like the gold standard, definitely has a nice low thud to it. Though these over here and this big boy here have definitely done the trick for me. I have had a lot of compliments coming through PA systems with these things in larger gigs. Drummers playing them, they have definitely been happy to hear the kick drum sound out of such a convenient, tight little piece of equipment. So after you pick the right suitcase, you get it home, you're getting ready to get to work. The other piece of sound design here, which I think that's what I'm going to call this video, is based around sound design, is the beater. You want to go ahead and get yourself one of these. Now I know what you might be thinking. I can make one of those beaters with a tennis ball at the end, or I could take a regular beater and put a piece of foam here and try to work that out. You definitely could. I have tried each one of those and I have not been very happy with the sound. This one from Gibraltar I think is about 20 bucks off of Amazon, or more importantly, go to your local drum shop. I live in central Pennsylvania and there's this great drum shop called Dale's Drum Shop. I buy everything I need there, and super helpful, and they have everything. I would definitely recommend going and supporting them. But anyway, that sound, software definitely comes out very close to the palm of your hand, and yeah, I'm very happy with the sound. So you can kind of hear. I use this one when I'm playing solo gigs. I have just this and a tambourine on my other foot. You can already hear how that can add so much to the acoustic guitar. Oh my gosh, people really appreciate having a little bit of extra sound and a little bit of percussion to your set. I have a larger one that I use that I stuff all full of drum equipment. I don't use this one anymore. I think I'll be selling it. But yeah, for the most part, I have two. One that I use for a drum kit and one that I use solo, just so I can have a smaller one to carry around. And I basically keep the other one just full of drum stuff, because that's the other great thing about them. The other piece of sound design that is probably pretty important is how you might be putting it through a PA system, because as you rock the suitcase and as you become a better musician like I did, you'll be playing bigger and bigger shows, bigger and bigger sound systems. You want to be prepared for how you're going to make that happen. So one of the things that I have looked into recently has been a transducer pickup. So this pickup I found on Amazon for about $17 or so. I can definitely put a link to it, but there are two little transducer pieces and one 1/4-inch jack over here. You plug a 1/4-inch cable right into it and it will be more than enough signal for your sound guy to develop. You want to be kind of choosy about where you put those transducers. If you put them right here, smack dab in the center, it will definitely peak the signal and be just not very useful. So you want that to be kind of low. One of the bigger things that I've seen come out, and kind of a cool thing I like, are these portholes. They are not very expensive. They're about $15 or so. I just have to drill the hole out with a Dremel tool. I can talk a little bit more about all those things that I do. And you clip it in, and it stays in there pretty good as long as you make your cut right. That's a good spot for a sound guy to throw a mic up to. A kick drum mic would be great, or really any SM57 or dynamic mic would do it just fine. Another option could be, and I looked at this, haven't really followed through with it, would be an internally mounted mic. You could get like a gooseneck microphone that might stay in here somewhere and point directly inside of there. And you could have a XLR connection running out of the side of this, kind of like I have for this guy. Might be the most costly out of all of them, but it would definitely work for you. One of the things that I have seen a lot of people asking about and posting about and trying to do has been mounting a drum head onto your Suitcase. I've seen Shaky Graves. He's definitely one of the people that I saw first with a Suitcase drum kit, piqued my interest the most. He did that. He had a big, nice, round snare drum. Looked like a head mounted into the side of his Samsonite Suitcase. And I've looked into doing it, but it just looks like it might be a little bit more expensive to do that type of thing. And you risk the chance of putting a drum head on there and totally altering the sound of the Suitcase that you fell in love with at the antique store. And at the end of the day, I suppose the most important thing is that these are Suitcases, not kick drums. I know that's pretty contrary to everything I just said, but to be honest here, people kind of like the authenticity of these things. I don't really know how many people would have come up and said, hey, I wish you had a snare drum head mounted in there and tuned really low. I would have enjoyed your music more. I think people have been pretty happy with the sound that I've been getting out of them, and maybe it's just a bit of stubbornness that I don't really want to cut a huge hole into this and mount another $50 worth of hardware just to I don't know, just to have something more to worry about, or something else to break, or something else to worry about that piece of hardware poking through the drum head when I pack it all full of stuff and go on my merry way. So those are all things that I would consider about sound design, and then we can move on to some other stuff that I'm sure you as a musician might find interesting. Thanks again, guys. Talk to you soon.